Nusakutunga seguti Igalaaq kutsaula mutillugu Eva Michael yunga Khawima yatselaqtu innammarik ammalu khawima jigi jammari vlaqtuq inu khawima yangin iliqqusinganni khawsingannilu inu yunnilaqtu angeqamini nunanganni aqviani ilagi tuppiqatingillu qaqitau ilangi tunut nalunaqilaqtu inu yunnilaqtillugu roda appaliapi qaqitaq naatsinguyalarniangutillugu August 3, 2024 mi aqviani nunavummi appaliapik ilisaqiyaututtini atausianguttumi tuniyauqattaqsimayoq uuttuutigilugu qulli nunavummi arnai kaluttiqatigiingannut silatuyuunninganun arnauluni ilisaqiyaututtumi 2020 ngutillugu taitsamulitsainnaq appaliapik saalatsalorsimagalluni Queen's Diamond Jubilees nivingataanganik tamattamuguturaangayuni sananguanermun ileqqusileqanermullu taana nivingataak ilisaqiyaututigiyanga atausianguttum qauyimayi marigilaurtanganut sanang yiunermut ammalu minnutuyuunginninganut silatuninginanganut ammalu piitsertiuqattalaorneriyanginnut nunanganni inuyunniilaortuq katingayauluni ilanginnun appaliapik 91 ni ukiuqalaortuq qiniqtaunerianga in utingiinarsimayoqullortuumi angut surusi Jason Klangenberg suliqiniqtauyuq Helen Kimnick Klangenberg ilagiyanga 11 ukiuli surusi qiniqtiuqatauluni tuavernartuleriyikkunnun CBC-kunnut turaartitsilaortuq qaqitauyakkutuku Facebook mun tamanna imaagut qiterniuyuq isulut lauriangani pinasuarusiununguani pinginnartuleriyikkut qinilaurilluti qaqatayuukkut qulaagaulikkut CBC pipalliajuleriyingit qaqataqaumalaortugula palisikkunnu kisiani ullumimuungayuni uqautuagunnalaungamata qinerniamit saanut Klangenberg kinatuinartu kisiuma giakkannerutitsanik qaujimaguni palisikkunnu qullurtuumi uqaalaquyauyugaluaq Makkututi illunimmi ukiuli 13 amalu 25 tungaan akunningani piviqartitaulortu ilinniartitaullutit asivarnermi natsisiernermik qitserinnermillu ilinniartitauqartalaortuit inui piqqusingannik ilinniarusigayangini qanu qisilerinermik panersiinermik ammalu miqsunermik Benedict utak taana nunanganni qanuingitsiartulerinermu tukumortitsigayayu haamlikkunginnun uqartuni 30 uluanguartut ilinniartitauqartalaortut ammalu ilangit piviqartitaulauqullutin qitsilerinermik sivullerpaatsiami
pilagiortukulu ajunginneqartaujuinnuulluni atsileoriumaugsaarlugu pilaktukulu pilagiorto ungasiktumiiluaqaallaksata phone-giyaruluga battery qangitturulluniluuloorsimangma aittaangullalorsimama alaneegusoqattalorput
utak uqartuni tamanni ilinniarniujuqaulatauniartu August 16 ugasuarningani tamanna kiinauya atuinnautitauyu atuinnauninganut tamanna kinguniagut ilinniatitsikannilaaqui iliqqisuleqernermiq piqqisuleqernermi ilinniarnikkut asivarnermik ujjusiernermik ammali ilinniartitaulutit attunaaliornermik kamiliornermillu qisinnik piqqisuleqivik taakkua pileriaqarpattuit qauyimayanginni ilinniatitsivattutit piqquseriyauyuni iliqqusingannullu qauyimayanginnik ilinniartitaullutik inuut uqausingannik tamakkua inu qauyimayatiqangi malittugit ilinniartauvattuit tabaniaqqaaguiatsinni pigialaartut pigialaalertut amulu qaqatigunnersilaaruakulli vai paliittoq piqqusiliqivimmi pilirijiuvattoq ullaaseqaqatiguntaqqavukuttau tukainerlavun teemlivai tamakkuilinniaqutiuyuit qangapigialaaqqat
maanna auyamu ukeeksaamu tamatumaniaqqaagum pigiarpalluerarmiyugut pinasuarsiunaartumi ilinniartiunaartu tabbani tabbungarneerarmiyu peqqusilerivingu
qanuit ulinniaqutiunaaqqa tabbaniaqqaagumi
tamaani auyami ukeeksaamilu ilinniartaugayanguartu aaqqissorsimayavut sivullerpaami uqaddakbiuteqattaqattigu ilinniarti inuuseqattiareaqarnermi inuillu inuusilerijjusingani ilinniarayartu sivullerpaami amma kinguneegut qitungaqarnermi peqorsainermi inui qauyimayangamalillugu ilinniartaugayanmiyu amma ugjugaleriniit qisileriniit panertittini qisingni ugjugarnillu aklunaariorne atungaksaliorne qano atortausiugummaata tamakkua qisiilinniartaugayanmiyut amma pinasuarusinnimarruunni nunaliisilataanut aullaqsimagayanmimmata teinnaugayariluni amma kinguneegut qilautiliornermi ilinniartitaugayanmiyu amma kammiornermi ilinniartitaulaarillutik pinasuarusernu pingasunut amma asaqakkanneruuyarilluni taanna peqqusilerivimersorbeqarma sanaveqartunilu arnait mersorbingmeeqattarnaarmiyut angutiillu sanavingmiippaglutik
livai kikkut ilinniaqataugumajup pinnasuaqunnaqat
kikkutuinnattiat nunavuormiutoutuarpata 8 tauvunga ungataana aqqaagoqarlutik pinasugunnartut kikkutuinnattiat anguti arnaillu teemaatteinnaq nunavuormiutoutuarpata pinasugunnartu tabbunga peqqusilerivingu
kulul livai qano ilinniaqsimajuit uqausaqartaqqat ilinniartuminiukainalaortillaguint
ajjigiingittuni uqallaquluuyaqattarmiyut kiseeni amisuunersait uqaqattasiunguyut ikayortauyuviniunerarlutik inuuserminni ubbaluunniit qauyimayaqeaqartaminik inuktitut qauyivaatlernerarlutik ilangittao soqqangittiarneraqattarmiyuugaluat pinnasungi taqaangataqai teemaa kiseeni oqquuyiyoq kiseeni tamakkua pinayuttiartut tabbanilu ilinniaqasuttiartut ikayortaunerarlutik inuuserminnik qauyimayaqeaqartaminnillu inuu qauyimayangamariktugu pivaallersimaneraqattartut
iqalunniputtaqqutiliitaaqua tulattaqbiit atoqatsaulertut tabani tungigiler aqqaagumi tungillerilertanga umiartortiit atorunnartutit taanna taunani iqaluit sinaanittoq upattaugayuttumi puttaqqutiliit tulattaqbiit ikayernaqarpattoq umiartortini ulingatillugu Lazarus aqiaruq taana pivalliajuleriyikkuin qajuleriyikkunniingaartoq uqartuni summa taakkaput tulattaqbiit pijaus yaqiaqarmangaata iqalunni
tamakkua umialiit angunasuktiit ila angunasuktituinnaungittut inuit umiaqartiuyut kaligaliinnaaruurutik pingimmata takanna nunarinnut qaninnersauluni kalijjutteqangittunun atugaunersau gianganing isimagijauluna qanajjuumijoq nunarinnut teemaaqqittausimajoq
aqiaruq uqartuni taakku tulartarpiik kikkutuinarnuutortsaujut ammalu naanmak neqsauluni mikiyuutaunersanu unumiarnut taakku tulattarpiit atuinnaaqattartuit Ulingannangani, ulipalliatillukulunni. Maina kuuniluusi, tujigunnersilaortuq kadjaanallaqittuuq, atjaliorsimayangaqikit tarjuammik, nakormiaullatitsigunnalauqavi maina. Maana silau qanuinneqiyanga, qanuinneqiniartangalu, qayuiga kainernialermikattigu. Miguel nuqqavitsanga tikittareerivor nakormiitautoqataartusi taamun nuqqarutaqarniartugut takutsautlut taakkua ruviasukutautilluginni tausiartiit tauvani jamming on the bay tauvani utersimalortui kangerlanermi pinasaorisiunnunguani taimangani pigiangalorsimatillugit 2001 mi iva maikuujunga ilunnasiunnuqatsianaqqasi inuqatiketappauvusi.
Thank you very much.
We carry a world of information in our pockets because we want to know. Breaking news that shapes your world.
All right.
Reporting from the scene onto your screens.
Dropping the 8 now. We are just approaching Gaza.
With local CBC Radio 1 Live to connect us closer to home. It's news you can trust, delivered when you want, where you want. On the CBC News app. Download for free.
We got a snake on the plane.
What?
Prepare for emergency landing.
Hang on, guys.
Pilots like things safe. Maybe you just haven't been taking the right risks. You might find your life dancing with danger.
Congratulations on making the cut.
I worked for what I got.
People are going to come at you whatever way they can.
Watch CBC News Explore 24 hours a day for free.
Wait. It's a ceremony?
Sispaquet. Sispaquet? Sispaquet.
And Your Majesty may be pleased to know that this year, thanks to the help of our Indian friends, we have produced some 30,000 pounds of this sweet gift.
Good evening. Welcome to Northbeat. I'm Megan Roberts. A senior Yukon government official is dead and another is seriously injured after a car accident on Friday. Environment Deputy Minister Michael Prochaska was killed in the crash. Environment Minister Niels Clark is expected to make a full recovery. Virginie Anne has the details.
There has been an outpouring of support on social media for the family of Michael Prochaska, including an online meal train, which already has 44 volunteer meal makers. Let's recall the details of what happened on Friday. Clark and Prochaska were driving together from an event in McClintock Bay, south of Whitehorse. According to police, Prochaska and Clark were turning onto the Alaska Highway when a southbound vehicle hit them. Police and EMS arrived at the scene at 5 p.m. Several people who witnessed the accident gathered on the side of the road and formed a praying circle, singing and wishing a final good travel to Prochaska. Prochaska is survived by his wife, Krista, and 2 daughters. Minister Clark remains in hospital in Vancouver. That's according to a statement from Premier Ranch Pellet posted yesterday. Virginie Anne, CBC News, Whitehorse.
A well-known Nunavut elder has died. Rhoda Akbaliapik Kahatak passed away Saturday in her home community of Arviat. Akbaliapik was an expert in Inuit knowledge, culture, and language. She received prestigious awards and recognitions throughout her life, including the Kudlit Nunavut Status of Women Council's Wise Woman Award and the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal in the field of arts and culture. Rhoda Akbaliapik died peacefully, surrounded by her family. She was 91 years old. Dead fish have been found downstream of Victoria Gold's Eagle mine. The Yukon government says they were discovered last Friday in Haggart Creek, nearly 2 months after a heap leach failure at the mine caused cyanide contamination in waters downstream. The government says the company stopped discharging water from the mine when the fish were found. It says Victoria Gold also built a series of fish barriers along the creek. The government says the fish will be analyzed and that no additional dead fish have been found since Friday. Meanwhile, Yukon Premier Ranch Pellet has offered mining-related concessions to the First Nation of Notchonayak-Dun. But he says the government will not end all mining on its traditional territory, which is what the First Nation had asked for. It made the demand after the heap leach failure at Victoria Gold's Eagle Gold Mine. Pellet says ending all mining would have serious legal, economic, and logistical consequences. But he says the government is prepared to end staking in culturally or environmentally significant areas. Pellet also says despite the seriousness of the situation and the recent failure of other mines in the territory, the mining industry still plays an important role in the Yukon.
We should just strive to be able to do it better than anybody else. That's what our goal should be. And if we do that, we can have a balance here between protecting our environment, protecting our people, and at the same time having thriving industry.
Pellet promises that the government won't license another heap leach facility in the Yukon until a review determines what went wrong at Eagle Gold. The First Nation of Notchonayak-Dun was not immediately available for a comment. Yellowknife's re-entry after last year's wildfires was confusing for both the public and multiple levels of government. CBC News reported on this issue recently after we obtained emails between the city, the Northwest Territories government, and the Yellowknife's Dene First Nation. The emails showed confusion around who had the authority to initiate the re-entry of Yellowknife and frustration between officials. Now we're hearing from those officials on what the emails showed and what needs to be done to prevent future confusion. Luke Carroll has that story.
I can appreciate that it was a stressful time and frustrating.
Rebecca Alty says she's not fazed by the frustration expressed by territorial government workers towards her government. She says her staff are focusing on how to make future evacuations more clear. She says they've had meetings with the territorial government, and the territorial government says the same.
We have completed workshops with community governments to further develop their community emergency plans. Just last week, we participated with the City of Yellowknife in a tabletop exercise that they hosted.
But Alti says there are questions that still need answering.
Do communities have the full authority to implement their emergency plans under the current Emergency Management Act? And it was flagged in our after action assessment too, was the fact that all communities in the Northwest Territories are treated the same. So whether it's Yellowknife, Enterprise, Colville Lake, we all have the same legal authorities.
The Territory has updated its emergency management plan to make it more clear who is responsible in emergencies. But issues that have been highlighted haven't been changed in the NWT Emergency Management Act, the legislation that governs who is in charge in emergencies. Vince McKay is the minister in charge of this. And he says the legislation won't be changed until after his department has conducted a review of its handling of the 2023 wildfires.
It wouldn't be very useful to go make changes to the act and then realize we needed to make more changes again. Obviously, it takes a little bit to do this stuff. So,
McKay says he does expect there to be updates to come from this, but he credits the work already conducted by his department thus far this summer. Luke Carroll, CBC News, Yellowknife.
In Jasper National Park, plans are ramping up for evacuees to return. Cooler temperatures and rain are bringing some relief for firefighters. The Prime Minister and Premier of Alberta were in the area yesterday. Aaron Collins has that story.
Alberta's Premier back in the Jasper area, checking in with wildfire crews on the ground, joined by the Prime Minister in this mobile command center in nearby Hinton. Both politicians briefed on efforts to contain the fire that destroyed parts of Jasper.
It's an integrated strategy of dealing with fuel accumulations, especially close to facilities and structures.
Alberta's Premier says evacuees are eager to get home.
There's a real sense of let's get on with this, let's get on with rebuilding, and I think there's a lot of real hope.
The impact of last month's wildfire, no secret. Difficult images circulating since the fire tore through this mountain town. Monday, Jasperites were offered tours to see the damage firsthand, sights some weren't ready to see.
We just made the choice as a family that we wanted to see our community privately.
And as evacuees wait to return home, other worries linger.
A lot of businesses in Jasper have really been affected, and the focus has been on residential and households.
Well, it's still unclear when people will be able to return. The fire that caused this crisis still burning needs to be under control first. Over the weekend, a stark reminder of how dangerous that job is. This tribute for a 24-year-old.
Over the past few days, thank you to everyone who's taken the time to honor the work of firefighters, and this one young man in particular.
Well, the tide could be turning for those firefighters. Cooler, wetter weather is expected this week. Aaron Collins, CBC News, Calgary.
Federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is in Yellowknife today, pitching his case for reducing food prices. The NDP have been calling for a cap on certain products at big corporate grocery stores, things like bread and baby formula. Singh says the cap would limit prices at Northwest company stores as well. The NDP's NWT candidate knows the struggle firsthand.
A year and a half ago, for a family of four, we were averaging around, say, like $200 a week. And now I feel like our grocery bill is around $350, and it all depends if I decide to take out meat, going for other brands.
Essentials that people need. They should be able to be affordable, and that's what we're calling for today. A price cap should be imposed on corporate grocery stores that don't lower the price of their groceries at a time when they're making record profits and people are using food banks at a record level.
Singh also talked about reforming the Nutrition North food subsidy program. He says it's another example of the corporate greed he wants to end. Yellowknife's field house is a little less painful on athletes today. The building has new turf, and as Rowan Fleary reports, that means more fun and fewer injuries.
It feels good. I'm really happy they finally changed the turf.
The vice president of the Yellowknife Adult Soccer League didn't waste any time testing out the new surface. Bruce Lorridge made his way down to the fieldhouse today.
I like it so far, yeah.
The big difference? It's safer. And that's what fellow soccer player Joe Acorn has wanted for years.
That old turf used to grab your foot. There's numerous Achilles and knee injuries in that place.
Acorn says people have been advocating for a new turf for a long time, and now that it's in place, he likes what he sees.
It's better cushioning, so the ball bounces a lot less, and also it's more grass-like in terms of how the ball rolls.
According to the city's contracting database, Centaur Products was hired to resurface both fields for $548,000. The city tells CBC it came under budget. Well worth it, says Lorridge. With soccer season approaching, he's hopeful the league will be bigger and better than ever.
I'm hoping we can get some of the older athletes back on the field. It'll be a bit easier on their joints.
Rowan Fleary, CBC News, Yellowknife.
And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, you can always go to our website, cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.
Her particular skill set can be helpful to us.
She's a con artist.
Instead of using your talents for crime, you'll be playing on our team. I'm a cop.
You're not a cop. You have a badge?
Not yet.
A gun?
Soon.
Not ever.
I need to get off that boat and back to being a full-time detective, and you need to stay out of prison. The best way we do that is to keep our heads down and do as we're told.
90,000.
90,000.
The department will cover it, right?
No, they won't.
I was a grade 9.
Mr. Critch, you need glasses. Glasses? No, I just think the chalk is just a little soft.
One of these days we're gonna have to grow up, but today is not that day.
I don't want us to get older either.
Son of a Critch. Watch free on CBC Gem.
We're not gonna be here forever, right? Makes me want to make some changes, maybe a big one.
Your family can't take much more.
Anyone in your life know you're doing that?
Never really a good time to stir the pot.
I did not know what my future would look like.
The industry wasn't set up for me to thrive in.
I didn't realize how formative 25 to 30 would be.
I was so excited when they said I got to do an interview with you.
Q with Tom Power. Available now on CBC Listen or wherever you get your podcasts.
Watch CBC News Explore 24 hours a day for free.
The following